The human race, a species with more sins than could ever be listed. Yet there is a drive behind what most of them do. Hope is one of those reasons, a desire for better days. Not in this game.
Meteor clusters hit the Earth. Oh, that sucks. Clearly the beginning of something fucked up. Yeah? That sucks. That sucks for them big time. Oh yes, walk towards the destruction. Yeah, that's such a great idea.
Yeah, take that, flesh bags. Hope is an afterthought. Your divine judgment has arrived. Yeah. Unfortunately for humans, today is the day of the apocalypse and the end is near. Angels and demons decide to catch hands on Earth, and humans are not at all prepared for it. That's when a divine being specializing in absolute, unbiased destruction comes in. War.
Oh, last minute I lost all my power. Like, oh no. I can't use my sword anymore. That sucks.
In the middle of the bloodbath, he was called away by the council, who blamed him for starting the End War. But they couldn't take his badge and gun because this guy had work to do, wanting to seek out anyone who had a hand in waking him up before it was time and the destruction of the human race. He was ready to slice and dice any demon or angel that gets in his way. The story was nice and straightforward. Nothing was too complicated with the exception of a couple of well-placed twists. Wouldn't be a war between gods otherwise. Just enough to keep you guessing while excited to see what the next game would bring. The use of some better-known angels and demons you need to slay with their personalities held our attention, all without needing to whip out the chalkboard while we desperately clung to the information to be able to follow every little detail happening. Very good, because this brings us to the most exciting part of this game. Slaying everything in your path.
I'm also glad that these guys are back there. Really love the use of the camera. Again,
Chop, shred, blast, smash. Style on enemies as awesome as you'd like. Game takes its time building you up, but it never feels slow at any point in the game. And this is due to the other mechanics. For instance, you start off with your sword, the Chaos Eater, and it can be used in ground or air combos. You can pick up enemies and toss them along with other debris you find around you. Then, as you cleave your way through all the flesh, you'll find other weapons and can even purchase some, like the Death Scythe. Weapons can be further upgraded with new moves and effects. Weapons also gain levels to hit harder. Then they give you executes, satisfying and don't remove you from the game too much while offering benefits. Then, of course, Demon War mode is a great way to end major fights. They do a good job occupying you with time between major events and other types of gameplay. An exciting Star Fox sequence riding a griffin was nice. Then you have collectibles throughout the game, some of which improve your combat capabilities like Chaos Armor. Personal favorite coming from Mr. Blacksmith Daddy of 2010, Ulthane, giving you those amazing double pistols. I loved those guns so much, which is why we need to come back to this in a later section, and not for good reasons. It's okay, buddy. What about the environments? Oh, fuck yes, these stages were well thought out. Not too linear with a lot of room to explore and move. A mix of tight spaces and locations you need to think, with some great challenges going from area to area. Enemy AI is very impressive and aggressive, as fighting demons and angels should be. We played in the hardest difficulty given to us and found it thrilling and not annoying for the sake of it. Boss fights are also very intense. They're each well thought out, utilizing weapons to get through the game that have combative and explorative purposes. No boss fight felt lazy, and each was equally exciting to figure out with minimal handholding to see if you remembered key abilities throughout the stage. Well, one of them was annoying. Yeah, robot guy, absolutely. Too many damn times. Made me want to knock off a score just for that. We're unbiased and judge the game for its overall enjoyment. Yeah, sure, whatever. I guess with that being said, with how simple the game is, I deem it necessary not to waste time any further and go into the score. So before we continue with the explanation, I never played this game before until this month. Being an older game, I do wonder what our opinions would have been if we had played this on the day of release. For instance, there have been moments in combat where I went, man, this makes me wish this was Kingdom Hearts. In the best way. The game is purely enjoyable, but with that, let's continue. Yeah, first with the story. Get the boring stuff out the way. We explained it fairly well already. The game had an interesting storyline where humans were not the heroes, getting wiped out completely, which made us curious about everything moving forward, since humans are supposed to be part of, well, past just dying. Then the demons and angels players involved are still part of everything moving forward, had been nothing but entertaining. Mark's character as the dog trainer, for instance, was fun and could feel the frustration he put on Ward. Every voice actor character had played their parts well, and the story not being too complicated made it all the better to simply enjoy.
Of such earthly pursuits.
She believes I killed Abaddon.
The Hellguard worshipped their fallen lord and leader. And Uriel? Huh. Some might say her admiration was less than professional.
Damn.
She will stop at nothing to punish the one
Spilling everybody's tea.
The demon who killed
Music being completely absent in areas to constantly remind you the humans are missing while you travel through this massive ghost city and their locations was a great choice. Then bigger fights, especially boss fights, having their own unique score hit well. Classic fighting against evil tunes. Combat was wonderful at every turn. Loved the mix of skills and actions, and the abundance of what could do was great with complex and aggressive enemies. Problem was sometimes the game felt too stiff. We played the remaster on PS5. Sometimes I wouldn't get a double jump, many times an action wouldn't come out for some reason, but that wasn't the biggest issue despite it being annoying. Remember how I said I loved those pistols more than any weapon? Well, I don't really get to use them for long. Problem is, out of 6 tools, you only get to use about 4 of them. Then as you proceed through the game, the tools required are typically for the area and the moment. So when you get the grappling hook, you most likely are going to need it throughout that entire stage. You can switch sidearms, but not one of them. You can switch in out of battle, but only if you pause and change them, so it takes a lot of time. Then some tools are just too good to be traversing around and you're guaranteed to need them throughout the game, so there's no point in changing them off. We debated giving a lower score to gameplay, but this is just one aspect of the entire game. Plus you can at least change them mid-combat by going into the menu, so giving the gameplay aspect a near perfect score felt right. And if you want more backup to what I'm saying, the first utility tool you get is that horn from the start. But as soon as you replace that, you're probably never going to use it again. If it got some sort of upgrade or something, maybe so, but all the other tools were just far superior to that. We know this is a remaster, but everything holds up very well. If we played this on release, we would have had a blast, especially with the opening cinematic and the sequence with Ulthane. So with all of that, this is the final score. So the simple score is a 6.5 due to everything being great, but ultimately it's age coming through and really messing us up at crucial moments more than we would like. That obviously is why one of our bonus scores is just being a fantastic video game to kick back and enjoy. Then obviously the other score going to the horse. Don't get me started on the horse. Rune is perfect. I dare you. Perfect is an insult. There is no words crafted by man to encapsulate the magnificence of the god of Rune. If we were being biased, the horse gives the game a 10 score alone. Okay, this is gonna go on for a while. Thank you all for joining us. Darksiders 1 is a game we'd highly recommend to this day, and until next time.
Oh my fucking god, he's so fucking cool! Yes. That's fucking right.